So I got six different distractions, and number 6 will blow your mind. Or in all seriousness, it might actually surprise you. And these are all the 6 distractions that can actually take you away from what actually makes your blogging business move forward and hold you back from reaching your success earlier. The first one is logo and colors. Actually, with one of my authority sites, the one I've had for 12, 13 years, I bought for $120 a very nice logo, and it is a real nice logo. I've changed the color scheme for like 5 or 6 times, and each time I have to redo all the graphics for the website, and it's a huge waste of time. It is an informational type of website where people are searching for an answer regarding their pet. And I'm pretty sure they don't care what color scheme I use on the website, as long as it looks fairly clean and professional. And it's definitely not something that has anything to do with rankings. With that one exception, if it's hideous, of course, people might bounce, and Google, of course, don't like that. But aside from that, logo and colors do not matter until you have a huge website and you want to build that as an authority site in your space. Number 2 is the theme. Also with that website, I decided to purchase a very expensive paid theme, and it looks nice, but it's somewhat difficult to get it to do what I actually wanted to, and it doesn't really look like the website I had in mind. So I have to stitch some things together, and that was also a waste of time, and I didn't end up with the design I actually had in mind. In the beginning, fiddling around with a bunch of themes and thinking that you need to have a very expensive, secure, high-value theme is not a good use of your time. You can just Google the 10 fastest themes and pick one of them. I use GeneratePress for all my new websites. And once they have like 10,000 visitors or maybe even more, I could maybe consider changing themes. At that time, the website is also starting to make some money, and it's easier to justify. In my mind, it's better to focus on producing high-value content so your readers actually have something to read on your new blog. Number 3 is plugins. I use a very minimal amount of plugins, and I've wasted so much time finding right plugins that can pull in dynamic content and put a box there and put an affiliate link there and do all sorts of things, and it actually just slows down the site. It can sometimes make your site look pretty, but it's not what moves the needle in any meaningful way in order to get interested audience to your website. You can see now the list of plugins I use. Isoic is for running ads. Redirection is a plugin that does the same thing as PrettyLink, but it's a little more basic. And it does one thing that PrettyLink doesn't do. It catches 404 errors. If there's a link going to your website that ends up in a 404 page, this plugin can catch it for you. PrettyLink doesn't. But you can still create short links and put affiliate links in here. So instead of using both plugins, I just use this one. And then I use Short Pixel to minimize all the graphics I have on the website. It's very affordable, and it's very easy to set up and use. Then I have a cookie consent. I'm in Europe, so we have to have that. Actually, Isoic has one that covers more, as I understand it, than this cookie consent plugin does, so I will remove that actually. Tag Manager is also going to be removed because I don't really like using Tag Manager, and it slows my websites quite a bit. And I'm going to put the Google Analytics code directly into the theme, and with GeneratePress that is fairly easy to do. So I save one plugin and it is making my websites faster. I know you're supposed to use Google Tag Manager, but it actually slows, in my case, it slows the websites down, so I try not to use that. Then WordFence is for protecting against spam. And if you've been following the channel, you know I've installed spam on my websites. So WordFence was for taking all of that out. With a new website with only 50, 60, 100 articles on there, it's probably not going to be much spam you will encounter, not in the first year anyway. So maybe a security plugin will be beneficial to you, but probably not in the beginning. And then Manage WP. This is a small SaaS product that can track rankings, and it can update all plugins on a lot of websites on the same time. So I have a portfolio with actually 19 websites in all. So instead of logging into each one of them, I use Manage WP to just click a button and then get all the plugins and themes updated. Number 4 is spending a lot of time choosing the right hosting. So just use Bluehost or basically any of the others out there. I've used quite a lot of them, and I've wasted quite a lot of time trying to pick the best one. So of course you want a fast server, and maybe you want a dedicated server if you have a big website. But if you're starting out and you just want to have something out there, you need a basic hosting that is not too expensive. You need the service to be able to install WordPress with a single button click. Bluehost does that, a lot of the others do as well. And the interface is pretty easy to use nowadays. The support is decent enough, so you can pick any one of them, and changing to another service later on is not going to be that difficult. Support is usually quite supportive when you want to change to them. So that is not going to be a problem. And Bluehost is fast enough for a new beginner site. Before you have, let's say, 20,000, 50,000 visitors, I'm guessing that this is not going to be an issue for you. And security-wise, that is the same thing. I use Bluehost and I'm very happy to. And I of course have an affiliate link. You can click in the description under the video if you want to sign up using that link. If you decide to sign up with my link, I earn a commission without any extra cost to you, and that supports the channel, and I thank you very much. And if you don't want to, you can just Google them and click that way in. Number 5 is a bit counterproductive, I know, because my advice is not to spend any more time on YouTube. And of course I want you to watch all my videos, and I have a lot of failures that you can learn from. But spending more time on finding the right SEO strategy or looking at another income report, the same ones that I do, and looking for new advice and how to do new blogging in this day and age, and that was different what it was from yesterday, is actually not going to move the needle very much. Producing content is going to move the needle, and you getting the practice is what gets the needle to move. So learning about it is of course a good thing. And getting new skills is also a good thing. But you can read as much as you like, and you can watch as many YouTube videos as you like. If you're not actually doing the work, you're not going to actually learn it. You can learn about it, but you're not going to learn it. So at some point you would have to say, okay, I'm taking enough info in, and I have to do some work, and I get it, because that opens up for the possibility that you're actually going to make mistakes. And that is, of course, what you are going to learn from. So keeping you away from actually learning and doing the stuff by watching more videos here on YouTube is not what is going to make you successful. Doing the work and starting to make some mistakes is what is actually going to make you better. So my advice is just to write 10 blog posts. They will absolutely not be perfect, but you will learn, and you can go back and revise those blog posts later on when your skills have improved. Number 6 is what I thought was going to blow your mind. So this channel is about blogging and SEO strategies and income reports. My number 6 advice is maybe a bit surprising, because the advice is to stop doing keyword research. It's of course important to learn the skill, and it's of course important to have a hit list that you can work from. So when you're hitting writer's block and you don't really want to do anything, you can just go in and pick something that seems easy and start working on that. So having a good list is of course important. But if you do as I've done, then you start filling up spreadsheets after spreadsheets with new keyword ideas, and it is sort of like a treasure hunt. And I get a little bit of dopamine in my brain every time I find something that is so exciting. But doing more of that is not going to move anything on the website. So to the reader, all that keyword research does absolutely nothing as long as it's not a good article that is published on the website. So in the beginning, you will of course need to have something to start off with. But if you take, for example, my sleeper keyword research method, you can easily find 10 good and fairly easy to rank for keywords, and just starting writing those 10 articles. The sleeper keyword research method is not designed to fill up a complete cluster of articles and then going to the next cluster. It is kind of random what the areas within your niche, of course, but it's kind of random where you would land. So just doing that keyword research method is probably not the best thing just going forward, but most of us are mixing a lot of research methods together to compile a bigger list. But just to get the practice and to have a hit list of 10-20 articles you can work from, the sleeper keyword research method is sufficient, and then you can go into actually writing articles and don't waste time on finding a new 20 keywords to write for next month, because next month your thinking and your skill level will be in a completely different place. Then when you get more skilled, you would of course need to have an authority content, a pillar post or an army ants post or a huge topic cluster post, whatever you want to call it. You would want that, of course, at some point. But as long as you don't have any traffic, you don't have any real data on where that topic cluster should be placed. So just getting some content out there is, in my mind, usually a better way to go. And you will get some practice writing along the way. So when you actually get to writing that topic cluster article, you would have gained some experience, and that article will be better for it. So all of these are distractions that draw you away from actually producing content and getting practice. As you may be able to hear, I've done all of them to pull myself away from actually doing the work that moves the needle. So if you want to know how I do the sleeper keyword research method, this is the video for you. This playlist is where I built a completely new website from scratch, and I'll tell you all the details and show you how much it earns. Also remember to subscribe, and the algorithm thinks that this video is interesting for you. Till next time, see ya.